Hey there, welcome to the channel. You're about to watch a training that I did as a Facebook Live, so if it looks more casual and unedited, you know why. Now, I brought this training over here on YouTube because even though it was originally done live, the content is still incredibly helpful and relevant, especially if you're a high performing woman who's doing all the things, yet your body isn't responding the way that it should. So while it might not be as polished as my other videos on other platforms, I promise that it's packed with gold. And I've got a bunch of these trainings I'm going to be releasing here on YouTube. So if there's certain things, certain topics that you want to learn more about or see more of, let me know in the comments below and I'll be sure to prioritize those topics. Now, if you find this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and stick around because I'm going to be posting fresh content here on YouTube regularly. Hey ladies, happy Wednesday. Sorry for the slight delay. It always takes a second just to connect Zoom to Facebook, and I talked too much in my last live on Team Plexus Fitness. So I went a bit over time on there, but we're here, and sometimes I chat too much when I'm passionate about things. So if you're new here, you'll see more of that. I'm just kidding. So today we're going to be talking about how to look and feel better than 99% of the women out there over 35. And as we mature as women, and first off, if you're joining in live, just comment below. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from. I always love to see, the different members in this our free group, our free community, and let me know if there's anything as I'm talking, if there's anything you want me to keep talking more about later on in the future and future lives. I'm always looking for new topics and I want to make sure that I'm providing relevant trainings and relevant content for you guys. So let me know as we go along. But basically today, so like every year again, like it can feel like a milestone, right? Every year we mature as women, not only just by celebrations, but just also perhaps some unexpected changes. And some solutions are very straightforward, right? Like investing in a good quality pillow or a mattress, right? But navigating nutritional needs as we mature can feel overwhelming at times for people, for some, and especially with all the info out there nowadays. So, different things like, oh, you should be fasting, you should be doing intermittent fasting, do carb cycling, don't do any high intensity training. We're being told to focus on nutrients like calcium and iron, but the details on how to go about that are very generic or very surface level. Everybody's talking about cortisol, right? And how like you want to manage your cortisol or you want to get rid of cortisol face, whatever that is. So there's a lot of info out there. Everybody's trying to like push a certain narrative or they're just kind of like piggybacking off of each other. Today I'm here and this is always my goal in this group or on my social media is, I want to cut through the confusion and I want to give you guys the information for you to be able to make these decisions for you, your body, yourself. So today I'm going to be focusing more on the nutritional side of things. And like I said, as I'm talking about this, if there's anything else you want to learn more about on the training side of things or other lifestyle patterns, let me know because there's a lot that I could talk about. So that's why I wanted to keep it to just nutrition today because I could keep talking about this stuff all day, every day. So there's 6 key nutritional tips I'm going to be breaking down for you today, just to help you feel more vibrant and avoid common symptoms like fatigue, bloating, just feeling blah, right? So first, the easiest and most straightforward thing that you could keep in mind is being aware of added sugars. So I'm not talking about natural sugars like in fruit, although you'll hear some people say that you shouldn't be eating fruit and you should be avoiding fruit like it's the plague. But you shouldn't, by the way, but I'm talking about sugars in processed foods or even just sugars that might be, hidden in certain foods, added to products like syrups, honey, sweeteners. So again, not sugars that you find in foods like milk, fruit, or certain veggies. Really added sugars have been shown to be linked to health issues, including, heart disease, cancer, acne, type 2 diabetes, and even just signs of aging, right? And for women in particular, reducing sugar intake and being mindful of it is super, super key. It's especially vital, just help, mitigate like PMS symptoms, like bloating, low energy, cramping, or menopausal symptoms, perimenopausal symptoms like insomnia, hot flashes, just fat gain, body composition changes. So a few things to keep in mind. And again, I want to emphasize, like, I'm not somebody who says to like cut things out or you can't eat this or you should be eating that. You could definitely enjoy sugar, right? But it's how you're going about it. And again, the quantity of it. So just a few things for you to keep in mind to spot hidden sugars. So the easiest one is to opt for whole unprocessed foods. So as much as possible, opting for whole unprocessed foods over packaged goods is going to be the easiest way of going about it. Let's say you enjoy your sodas, being aware of the sugar in that, right? So choosing a seltzer or sparkling water instead of sugary sodas. For a touch of flavor, you could always add some, slices of fruit or cucumber into your water to make it more interesting. Buying Another big one too is in terms of yogurt. So let's say you can tolerate dairy, buying plain Greek yogurt or just plain yogurt instead of flavored ones. So that way you're able to add in your real fruit. You could even sweeten it a bit with just controlling how much you put and what you put in it. So honey, pure maple syrup to sweeten it. This allows you to make sure you're getting the more natural type of sugars and the fiber from real fruit, and there's no added sugars in, like, as you would see in flavored yogurt. Um, Preparing homemade salad dressing. So salad dressings are a big one where there's these little hidden ingredients. So using olive oil and vinegar or any type of oil like avocado oil too, whatever the case, and vinegar, and rather than using bottled ones, or ones that often contain loads of added stuff, added sugar to them. Another big one is cereals. So this can even be something to keep in mind for your kids, but replacing sugary cereals with healthier, more optimal options. And there are different cereals out there too that don't, like, they're more natural, right? They don't have added ingredients to them, but basically even just like having some plain yogurt, again, topped with some berries, or try making your own overnight oats or chia seed pudding. Again, instead of having the plain cereals. I just realized, sorry guys, I need to record this. So on my end. So those are ways of just, again, spotting these hidden sugars. They're oftentimes you wouldn't even think of certain products out there that would have sugar in it, and it definitely does. And that's what we want to be aware of, because that adds up throughout your day. The second one, easiest thing too, is just increase your fiber. We always like to take on the approach here at Flex Fitness. What can you add to your day? What are simple things that you could just add to your meals instead of focusing, like even I said with the sugar, it's not about reducing or cutting it out. Like if you want to enjoy a cookie or, chocolate, that's fine, but it's more of like the hidden ones that we want to be aware of, because that's really where you're kind of like wasting it and it's not optimal sugar. So, but the second one is increasing your fiber. So aiming for at least 25 grams of fiber into your daily nutrition, soluble fiber in particular. So that's going to help lower the risk of heart disease because it just slows down your digestion, just of food in your intestines. And this slow digestion helps prevent rapid spikes in blood sugar levels. That helps you keep your energy levels more stable. And also, like, just adding more fiber will help you feel fuller for longer. It leads to, less overeating, less snacking. Gut health is also a big thing, especially as our hormones change throughout the years. So increasing your fiber intake is also essential for maintaining a healthier digestive system, promoting regular bowel movements, preventing constipation. Let's say you're not eating much fiber now, start slowly and build it up. So that's one thing that I see very often, this and protein. Like people hear, oh, I need to eat more fiber, I need to eat more protein. I'm just gonna increase it a ton because I need to eat more of it. And what happens is your body's not used to that, especially with fiber and protein, and it tends to block things up. So many people find it very helpful to incorporate, like, let's say you're not having much fiber, even just if let's say you're not a fan of veggies or whatever the case, like just incorporating some sort of fiber supplement into your routine. If you have trouble hitting it at first, so just like a bit of fiber powder into a daily smoothie, for example. Other simple ways you could boost fiber is with berries. So berries are delicious, nutritious. There's per cup of berries, you're going to get around 8 grams of fiber. So it's it's packed with fiber. You could add it to your morning yogurt. You could add it to overnight oats. You could enjoy them as just a snack or like a dessert later on throughout the day. You could, like, as much as possible, you want to consume fruit with this fruit that has skin. You want to consume it with the skin as much as possible because the skins are often going to be higher in fiber. So apples, pears, berries in particular are higher in fiber. Whole grains are another one. So if you tend to find yourself having a lot of white bread or white pasta and rice, you could swap it for the whole grain counterpart as long as you're able to digest that. So, whole wheat, brown rice, barley, quinoa, those are going to be rich in fiber. Beans and legumes. So especially if you're somebody like if you're following plant-based, chances are you're having a lot of beans and legumes. But if you're not, just incorporating some beans and legumes are great. Chickpeas, black beans, kidney beans, other legumes that they're not only going to be high in fiber, but they're also going to be high in protein. Keep in mind, legumes too are high in carbs as well. They're not like a pure protein as though you're having like egg whites or chicken, which are going to be mostly protein, but they are a protein source as well. Nuts and seeds. So adding nuts to, almonds, chia seeds, flax seeds, those are great. You could add flax seeds into your overnight oats, your smoothie. You could, have as a snack. Nuts and seeds, of course, just that helps to provide healthier options for, fats, protein, and vegetables. So increasing your veggie intake, that's like the easiest thing. Like the way that I like to go about it is as much as possible, and this doesn't happen every day, don't get me wrong, but as much as possible, I like to aim for 6 to 7 colors in a day. I just find it easy for me to track fruit intake, veggie intake, and like different colors. So like, I'll have some peppers as a snack, like sliced peppers with carrots, or I'll have some at dinner time, or like broccoli with cauliflower. I'll mix it up throughout my day. And at the beginning of the week, I get all these different colors, and then that way I could just pick and choose what I'm feeling. That's been a great way for me to ensure I'm getting my veggies. And even like if you're not a fan of it, like let's say cauliflower, like some people don't like that. We've had some of the women I work with, they blend it into a smoothie and you don't taste it at all. Same thing with spinach. As long as you're blending with other stuff, you're not going to taste it. And it's a way of making sure you're getting some veggies in. So all the same, making sure that you're adding more veggies into your day will not only boost your fiber, but also your vitamins and minerals. Now the third one is, and I'm sure you're seeing this everywhere, you're hearing it all the time. I have women tell me, oh, I just need to increase my protein and I'm going to get results. Yes, this is important, but it's not the whole picture. But basically upping your protein. So this is particularly crucial for women who are over 35 or in your 30s, really. Like that's when it starts to, things do start to change, muscle mass starts to decrease. Especially as you hit 40, as abdominal fat, so more of that visceral fat increases because of the drop in hormones, that there's more risks to other health issues, right? So diabetes, breast cancer, heart disease, dementia. So as much as possible, you want to be aiming for 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound. And it's been shown that those who aim for that have less abdominal fat compared to those who consume less protein. So foods like whole eggs, egg whites, fish, legumes, nuts, meats, dairy. There's effortless ways of boosting your protein intake too, because that's the biggest thing I hear from women is like, okay, like I need to boost my protein, but then they're stuck, right? Because you're stuck eating the same things over and over again. It gets old very quickly, or a lot of people think like they need to make these elaborate meals or they need to cook all these meats to get their protein, but there's ways of getting it, just having it accessible to you, more accessible. It's definitely easier to get fat and carbs because that's pretty much in everything, especially when it comes to snacks. But there are ways of making sure protein is more accessible to you. So protein-rich snacks. So again, when you're going for a snack, opting for something that's naturally higher in protein. So Greek yogurt, cottage cheese are easy sources. If you don't like dairy or you don't like those, handful of almonds, hard-boiled eggs, protein bar. These options are not only easy to consume, but they're also helping you stay full between meals, and they're easy just to have in your car or purse or whatever, maybe not the hard-boiled eggs because that would get a bit smelly if they're not in like a sealed Tupperware or in, like a cooler bag or something if it's really hot where you are. But all to say, like they are a very convenient, easy option to bring around on the go. Adding seeds and nuts. So these are going to be more of a fat, but they're an easy way of just sprinkling in a bit more protein. So chia seeds, hemp seeds, crushed nuts on salads, yogurt, oatmeal, smoothies. These are just like little additions, just a simple way to boost your protein content of your meals. And again, just be aware of quantity when it comes to these things, because these nuts and seeds are definitely high in fat. Fat is going to be higher in calories versus protein and carbs. So just something to keep in mind. Another one is using protein powders. So incorporating protein powders into your day by adding them to smoothies, overnight oats or oatmeal, homemade baked goods. Protein powders come in various forms, right? So you have like whey protein, pea protein, soy. So depending on if you're plant-based or not, there's quick and versatile options when it comes to that for protein boost. I've always been super, super picky when it comes to protein powders. I could link up below in the comments, but big fan, and a lot of women on Team Flex Fitness too, like who either have digestive issues or had issues with protein, like the taste of protein powders before, just like how it feels, because that was my biggest thing, like just GI issues and just the taste. It was always like very clumpy and wouldn't mix well. Love ATP Labs. I'll link it below in the comments after, but super, it dissolves nicely. I've never been able to drink protein powder just like that until ATP Labs. Now if I wanted to, if I was really, I prefer eating my protein personally, but if I was really in a time crunch, I could just mix it with water and it tastes like chocolate milk. So I'll link that below, but this is an easy option to carry around. Protein rich grains, so swapping out regular grains for higher protein alternatives. So using quinoa instead of rice or pasta. Again, nothing wrong, nothing against quinoa or rice or pasta. But if you're looking to up it, this is just an easy way of going about it. And these grains are not only going to be rich in protein, but also provide additional nutrients. Something else that I just thought of too is like even just adding bone broth to certain sauces or things like that, that could boost your protein, or just drinking bone broth. It's a super, super really good for your gut too. Another thing just to keep in mind is including a protein source in every meal. So making sure every meal includes a good protein source, like again, eggs, poultry, fish, meat, legumes, or tofu or tempeh if you follow plant-based. And this practice ensures that you're getting a steady amount of protein throughout your day, which is going to be key for muscle repair and growth. And that muscle protein synthesis is super, super key too as we mature as women. So making sure you're getting protein regularly throughout your day is going to keep that going. Another one is prepared canned fish or meat. So, tuna or salmon or chicken for quick meals. These could be added to salads, sandwiches, wraps for just instant protein. And cheese. Cheese is another one. Again, cheese is going to be one of the ones where you want to make sure you're paying attention to the quantity, type of cheese too. Some are higher in fat, some are higher in protein, but adding it to dishes like scrambled eggs or your salads or vegetables, that will help enhance the flavor and also increase the protein content and also increase the fat, so that you're staying fuller again for longer. Now I'm just looking at my notes here. Okay, so I have a few more. I'm just looking at the time too. So last, I think I have two or three more. So last one is omega-3s. So these fatty acids are important for inflammation, basically constructing cell membranes, providing energy, supporting cardiovascular, brain health, everything, immune system. Omega-3s are so important, and omega-3s are also, they've been shown to help for their potential benefits for preventing things like Alzheimer's disease and dementia, and aiding in memory enhancement in older adults. And for those, like for women, we are more prone to that just because of the decline, the rapid decline in hormones. And for those who have higher triglyceride levels or asthma or ADHD, autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis, taking a daily fish oil supplement can be beneficial. I'm not somebody who's supplement driven. I always say this when anybody starts with us one-on-one, working with us at Flex Fitness, is, we're always going to focus on the fundamental stuff first, making sure you're getting it from your food, other lifestyle patterns, and then should you need supplementation, then we would recommend it. But if you like eating fish, eating 2 servings of fish per week, So about 6 to 8 ounces, especially like mackerel, tuna, salmon, sardines, herring. Those are going to be rich in omega-3s, which are great. Other simple ways if you don't like fish. So again, fish is going to be like the easiest way of going about it. Consider supplementation. So if you don't consume a lot of fish oil supplements that are going to be, you know, fish oil based or algae based, omega-3 supplements that could be good alternatives, especially if you're more, vegan. Using flax seeds and chia seeds. So again, these are going to be high in ALA. So that's a type of omega-3 fatty acid. And this you could add to your smoothies, your yogurts, salads, including walnuts into your day. Great way to boost the ALA, and also, again, can be added to cereals or baked goods or even eaten on their own as a snack. Hemp seeds as well. So these are just general ideas of getting more omega-3s, and they're going to be key. The other one too, so this is number 5, is getting enough vitamin D. So again, I know I see so many things out there about supplements, especially for those of you going through perimenopause, menopause, like you got to take these supplements, help with your symptoms. Really, I would say the main 3, fish oil, vitamin D, and magnesium. Those would be like the top 3. So for vitamin D, again, protecting your skin from the sun is crucial, but don't forget about vitamin D. Like, it's definitely important for several bodily functions. It's going to help regulate calcium, phosphorus levels, supports your immune system. It's essential for strong bones, your teeth, and that is going to help combat diseases like different diseases. It's been shown to help alleviate depression, anxiety, help with weight management. So your body naturally produces vitamin D when you're exposed to sunlight, but you could also get it from diet and supplements, especially if you're somewhere where there's less sun. We're going into the fall here in Montreal. So less sun in the fall, winter, right? So it's harder. A supplementation does make sense. So other ways of consuming vitamin D rich foods. So salmon, tuna, mackerel not only provide omega-3s, but they also are excellent sources of vitamin D. Egg yolks are another good one. Mushrooms are another big one too. So those are a valuable source of vitamin D, especially if you're plant-based, vegetarian, vegan. Those are going to help boost your immune system. So that's this 5th one. The last one is getting enough magnesium. So magnesium is involved in over 600 bodily functions, including energy production, protein synthesis, DNA and RNA muscle repair as well, muscle movements, the regulation of our neurotransmitters in our brain, our nervous system. So definitely super important. So there's many, again, you can supplementation, and I'll link that to later. But dark chocolate is actually a great source of magnesium. So not only does it provide about 64 milligrams of magnesium per ounce, but it also has antioxidants, it has iron, it has copper. And remember, like, moderation is always key when it comes to these things, right? Again, due to the sugar content, but opting for, higher dark chocolate grades, or lower sugar options can, like, it's a great source of magnesium. Avocados are another great one. So they have about 58 milligrams per avocado. You're not eating a whole avocado, like usually people have half, or a quarter, but it's a great way of adding magnesium into your day. Spraying on toast, whatever, salads, whatever the case. Tofu. So that's good news for those of you who follow plant-based diets. Tofu is a magnesium-rich protein option. It's about 53 milligrams for 5 ounces. 3 ounces. If you are considering a magnesium supplementation, there's a bunch of supplements out there. Magnesium glycinate is going to be a great choice due to its bioavailability, its gentle effect on the stomach. And this form of magnesium is bound to glycine. So glycine is an amino acid. Amino acids make up a protein. And that's going to help enhance its absorption, provides additional benefits for relaxation, improve sleep. If you're somebody who struggles with menstrual cramps, great thing to add. If you have, if let's say you need to, you want that, like, you want magnesium, but you tend to go to the washroom or you take magnesium, that's usually due to the other forms of magnesium having more of a laxative effect. So that's why integrating magnesium glycinate into your daily routine can help support your muscle and nerve function, maintain heart rhythm, strengthen bones, It's just overall, again, it's a great, like most of us are very deficient in it just because of farming practices nowadays. And I'll link the one below that we typically recommend in case you're looking for a good quality bioavailable one. So this, ladies, is why, again, nutrition involves so much more than just counting calories and worrying about that. It's really about the quality and the type of nutrients that we feed our bodies, how we're pairing them together, how we're going about it, especially as we go through, as we mature as women. There's a lot of things that change. And that's why, like, if there's anything else you guys want me to talk more about in terms of even training or metabolism, how we metabolize things, let me know. Understanding, this relationship between what we eat, how we feel can really transform our approach with food, our choices that we make. And it's not just, again, it's not about eating fewer calories. It's about making sure that every calorie that you eat counts and that you're fueling your body, you're optimizing your health. And today, again, we dived into more practical ways of enhancing the nutritional side of things, right? And these things aren't just for preventing illnesses or improving your overall health, but they're also about making you feel more vibrant, make you feel more energetic, right? And making you feel as good as you look. So by embracing these things, these simple changes, these simple things you can implement, it's not just about, again, feeling and looking good, but also extending, just living a longer life and a good life, being here for a long time, but a good time. So remember, the best diet, the best nutrition that you stick to is one that you can actually stick to, and not only because it's good for you, but because it makes you feel alive. It makes you feel energetic and just ready to take on your day. So I hope this was helpful. Yes, Tara, yes, so much to understand, learn. You're doing great, Tara, and there's definitely a lot. Again, it's these little changes that we're making that's what adds up, So, and I did go very in depth with this talk. So just keep in mind, ladies, as you're watching this, just try pick. I always like to say, if let's say you're doing some of these things, great, pick something new to try. Um, Give it a couple weeks, build that habit, and it's not about doing everything all at once. It's about picking one or two things and optimizing that and implementing it into your day. So I hope you all have a great day, a great week. Let me know if you have any questions below, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I know this was filmed originally as a Facebook Live, but I still hope you found it incredibly helpful. And if any of this resonated with you and you'd like to dive deeper into your specific situation, I'd love to connect. Feel free to book a call using the link in the description below. And again, I've got a bunch of these trainings I'm going to be releasing here on YouTube because the info is still super relevant and helpful. So be sure to like, subscribe, and stick around because there's a lot more coming your way. And if there's anything specific that you want me to cover in future videos, drop them in the comments below and I'll be sure to prioritize those topics. See you in the next one.